There is serious concern tonight coming from LA firefighters in the wake of the Eaton and Palisades fires.
A KCAL News investigation has found that the number of brush inspections they have to do in severe fire hazard zones is increasing, while their resources have actually decreased. Senior reporter Ross Palombo has the story you'll only see on KCAL News. Ross?
Well, Pat and Ruta Bay firefighters say they need more inspectors and more support personnel as they begin writing the brush clearance notices this year, coming out this month. Well, excessive brush, of course, can be fuel for any fire. And when the land isn't cleared, fire inspectors are needed to cite the owners. In the most extreme cases, they actually bring in contractors to clear the brush for public safety. We found those extreme cases were actually up across the entire city last year, and the Palisades had one of the most extreme examples of that.
Long before this firestorm even started scorching the Palisades, burning through businesses, devouring homes. Even before firefighters were standing down here struggling to stop the flames from feeding further.
Trying to put out the fire here.
Farther uphill, Palisades homeowner Sam Rubin was standing slack-jawed.
Now the fire has jumped.
Witnessing the first embers and smoke swirling down from Skull Rock.
We saw the sky. It was as if you saw a tornado and you were right in the path.
That path led first to his pool, then to his home, then to his heart.
It's like a battlefield without the bodies, and it's sad.
Still in that sadness, more than 100 days now since the fire, and there are still questions about what more could have been done.
Well, it's very upsetting because, you know, one large parcel of land could be a huge contributor, could have avoided this scale of damage.
Just beyond his damaged pool and land and past other burned homes is this large ravine. The county calls it parcel 44190150026. And last year, fire inspectors cited the owners for failing to clear their brush near these homes and documented this fire danger on May 5th. Nearly 3 months later, on July 27th, firefighters then posted this public notice of violation as the brush continued to grow even higher. And documents we've now obtained show this has been a growing problem for at least 5 years running, despite fines now totaling $31,430.
It is the most cited parcel in all of the Palisades in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Right behind your house.
Well, clearly the citations don't get action.
In fact, LAFD now confirms owner inaction stretches back all the way to 2005. 19 years of brush fire danger growing unabated, they say, for months at a time. It's forced firefighters to hire contractors to step in and cut the danger down again and again, like they did here just last August.
There were flare-ups over there.
And homeowners don't remember if the brush was cut again before the Palisades fire more than 4 months later.
It was clearly fuel, and the fire and the winds, which was a whole different game changer. But it's like, you know, they can have this piece of land that looks beautiful, but yet they may not be doing the required upkeep and maintenance, and then it comes at a huge price, which we're possibly the victims of.
And this isn't the only heavily cited property in the Palisades. Data we've obtained shows 49 properties have been cited and cleared by LAFD contractors in the last 5 years. More than a third of those cited and cleared more than once. Some are empty parcels of land or parcels with unoccupied homes. Most have fines in the thousands of dollars. And many of these parcels now sit next to burned out homes.
These are all the people in the Palisades that have been cited.
Right.
This isn't good to see this, clearly.
Obviously, we want to have everybody, clear their brush.
Fire Captain Chris Tifo leads LA's brush inspection team that checks properties across the entire city.
It would be safer if they cleared it in the first place.
Oh, 100%.
And while he stresses brush clearance alone could not have stopped thousands from losing their homes,
When we're dealing with the Palisades fire, all bets are off.
he adds that brush is always a critical factor, providing more dangerous fuel to every fire.
This didn't help. though, did it?
No.
Well, if this was cleared, could they have had a fighting chance?
Could they? Possibly.
And while sifting through the debris and the brush data, we found there are other clearance issues, not only in the area just behind this home, but near several homes across the entire city. There were 10,827 first inspection citations last year, 1,465 second inspection citations, and while those numbers are down, the number of properties the fire department had to ultimately clear was up 20% to 566. Like this piece of land, Eric Landmark walks his dog past every day in Tahunga, just a few hundred feet from his front door. And near all of these homes, this parcel has been repeatedly cited and cleared by city contractors for tall brush like this at least 5 years in a row.
It's like perfect fuel, and it just stays like that for months, you know, very dangerous.
Right now I'm already looking at grasses that need to be maintained down to 3 inches.
Inspector Brent Kneisler faces this potential fire danger every day.
This is my patient today.
The former paramedic now leads a team of only 12 inspectors trying to diagnose problems across 155,000 properties before they become critical and threaten lives.
When you're doing the inspection, you're also saving lives.
Right, this is the behind the scenes work. We can make sure that try to reduce the amount of fires that happen in the city.
And all of this as the fires already seeded Los Angeles have now forced CAL FIRE to reclassify 16,000 more acres as fire hazard severity zones.
Fire department.
And that means 16,000 acres more to inspect.
That's a big increase.
It is a huge increase. It's roughly 20 to 30% more inspections.
We are in crisis mode.
And after allegations of budget cuts that may have exacerbated the Palisades Fire.
And so it did absolutely negatively impact.
Captain Tifo says he's had to cut 2 support staffers and will still lose 1 more in the coming weeks.
You're laying off people right when you need to be hiring.
Correct.
And there's still a budget crunch.
Correct.
Think homeowners are going to be worried over that?
Probably.
Should they be?
I assume so, yeah. I mean, I would be.
And even as the city marks a grim milestone,
100 days.
the fiery past may mean little to the city's billion-dollar budget hole.
Is it possible at all that the fire department could get more money to stop some of these layoffs? They say they need more
That is
help.
not, I know they do, but you know what? Many other departments do too.
Do you have enough resources to get that done?
What we need to do right now is get the funding for it.
In the meantime, Acting Fire Chief Ronnie Villanueva says everyone needs to be helping, not hurting the system.
But what's your message to those homeowners that are not complying?
You know, by the inaction, they're causing a reaction for us. And that is not a good thing for public safety.
And not a good thing for those who have already had their tragic brush with fire.
I don't think the fire was avoidable, but I think that the destruction and the magnitude of destruction was uncalled for. It's sad because there are a lot of people who you know, just wanted to live their life out here and enjoy this slice of heaven we're fortunate to say is home, but it's a whole new landscape now, and not everyone will get to come back for sure.
Well, we tried to locate the owner of the Palisade land, but had no luck. It's owned by an LLC, so very difficult to track down. The county says hundreds of thousands of dollars in back taxes are also owed on that property. We also reached out to the man who owns the Tahunga property and haven't heard back from him yet. As for the fire department budget, since we first did the interview with the mayor, she's come out, you know, with a budget proposal, and she says she wants 227 new fire personnel for the fire department. The city council has to approve that. She's probably not going to get all those people, but the captain of the brush inspections unit says he doesn't think he's getting any of that. So still, they say they need resources to keep us all safe.
My question is, if you're one of the people who cited, they come give you a citation, you don't pay it, like maybe this person or the LLC that you went and looked at, then what happens?
Then they get a second citation, then the fire department goes out there and clears it and sends them the bill. But guess what? When they don't pay the bill, we pay for it. The taxpayers pay for it. So LAFD pays for it temporarily, and then they try to recover the money by putting a lien on the property. That property has nearly $500,000 in liens on their property. So in the meantime, the short answer, we're paying for it.
And it probably even takes time with the lien, you know.
Yeah,
to get...
it takes months and years, Pat.
Okay, all right. Well, thanks a lot. That was a great report there.
Thanks. We'll try to find a solution.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Let us know. Okay, if you have questions about rebuilding efforts or a story tip, we would like to hear from you.
You can scan the QR code on your screen or send an email to kcalnews.com/tips.